G'day, I'm Kevin Young. I'm Australia's most successful property investor, but I started out poor, and I'm constantly being asked, how do you do it? How do you get there? You ask me, I'll give you the solutions. Between us, we'll make you wealthy.
Yes, hi Kevin. My question is, if I can get your insights or crystal ball prediction for Brisbane, not the Gold Coast, we know about the Gold Coast. There's Melbourne's boomed, Sydney's boomed, but Brisbane seems to be flat. The media says it's going back 4% for units, houses 4% up this year apparently. I'd just like to know, how many years will it be for Brisbane to really take off?
Good, John, and you've been with the club since 1997, and you're still there to take me to your place for a barbecue.
Yes.
I'm going to keep reminding you. Never believe what you see in the media. The media are always wrong, and we keep a record of what their predictions are. It's going to come out at our conference. You'll be surprised at how bad they are at predicting stuff. So the actual fact is that normally Brisbane rises after Sydney and Melbourne, then it flows to the Gold Coast, and then it flies to the Sunshine Coast. What we've got now, because of the Commonwealth Games, which someone down there predicted before is a cause, and it is, we've got 3.5% population push on the Gold Coast, and that's double what the national average is, and yet we've got the supply coming in is a third of what it normally is. So the supply of bananas is out of whack. In Brisbane, it's now going to follow the Gold Coast. It's going to be a reverse of the stuff. So my stuff on the Gold Coast is going up between 15 and 20%, and that's the government sending valuations out, and I pay $3,500 a week to the bloody government in land tax. So there's an independent valuer telling me that. In contrast, my Brisbane stuff has gone up between about 5 and 6%, pretty static sort of stuff. But it means that now's the ground floor in Brisbane. The ground floor on the Gold Coast was about 18 months ago. So I think Brisbane now is going to take off again. Another problem we had is that the current government in Queensland got in by surprise. It didn't expect to get in, but it got in on a ticket that weren't going to sell or lease the poles and wires. So when it got in, it didn't have any cash in the till to start the infrastructure program that we need to create the jobs. And that's where Tony Abbott went wrong. He was the infrastructure Prime Minister. Can anyone name any infrastructure deals that Tony Abbott did? The jobs that he was going to employ? I can't find them. And that's what's happening in Queensland. So if there is a change of government, and if they do bring in the leasing of the poles and wires, which is going to happen in Western Australia very shortly, then we'll have the cash that will create those jobs. So as Chris Ford said rightly before, we look at the vacancy rate to predict where property prices are going to go. So this January we'll get our first feed on Brisbane that there's a vacancy rate coming down, which will show that it's ready to take off. But they all go in cycles. They never go all the way up and never stop. And this current Sydney price jump we had in the last 12 months is thanks to APRA. APRA should have let a lot more bananas into the store in 2015 and 2016. Instead they cut it off. So we're enjoying an APRA boom in Sydney and Melbourne thanks to APRA.